Hello guys and welcome back to a brand new match review here on the channel. My name is James and today we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk to you guys about Reading's 2-2 away draw at Oakwell against Barnsley. That's right, the Royals were back in action once again in the league following their 2-1 win over Peterborough away from home on Saturday. We're back on our travels again, travelling up to Yorkshire this time, and we actually came away with a point. I've got to say, this is a fantastic result for Reading. If you told me going into these two fixtures that Reading would come away with 4 points from this little away trip, I would have took your hand straight away. And I've got to say, I'm very proud of the boys, as I think it was a very resolute defensive performance as well today. They really did stand strong, especially with a lot of the crosses and a lot of the set pieces that came into that box. And Louis Holtzman, who came in for his first league start today, did a fantastic job. Now, in terms of the starting 11 that played for Reading today, there was just the one change from that win against Peterborough, as we were forced to make it with Amadou Mbenge being suspended. Joel Pereira continued to play in goal, while Michael Craig, Tyler Bindon, Jarrell Dorset and Louis Holtzman were the four that made up the back four. We then saw Ben Elliott, Lewis Wing and Charlie Savage make up the midfield three, with Chem Campbell and Harvey Nibbs out wide, while finally Sam Smith was once again the sole striker. I've got to say, in terms of individual performances today, Sam Smith, Tyler Bindon and Louis Holtzman are the standouts for me. I think Joel Pereira had a really good game as well. I think you could make a case that for the second goal, he could have came and collected it instead of punching the ball away. But I do think overall, them four were the best players for Reading on the day. Now, in terms of the actual fixture itself, Reading got off to the worst possible start, as 7 minutes into the game, there was a goal. And it came from a mistake through Michael Craig. It came after Stephen Humphreys ended up heading the ball. It was a nice, easy clearance for Michael Craig to make, but he ended up scuffing the ball, and the ball ended up finding its way to Davis Keylor Dunn. He ended up having a really good finish, I will give him that. Put it past Joel Pereira and put Barnsley 1-0 up. There's actually how the game ended up going into the half-time break, but Barnsley could have easily gone in up by more. I think for the first 15-20 minutes, Reading were really poor, and they were really sloppy as well. Barnsley were playing a lot of the ball up top over to Stephen Humphreys, who was winning a lot of the flick-ons, was holding up the ball really well. And that first 15-20 minutes, thought Reading were really poor. Pereira made another good save 19 minutes into the game. It came when a long throw came into the box. Eventually, it's made its way out to Adam Phillips, who was on the edge of the box. He took a shot, and the shot ended up taking a deflection, and Joel Pereira, with some good reflexes, ended up making a good save. Reading then started to find their feet 25 minutes into the game, and they started to play with a little bit more confidence. We saw this when they started to play the ball out from the back and not end up making these little mistakes. I think Reading were maybe a little bit leggy to start off the game, and maybe a little bit of fatigue from the win over Peterborough on Saturday, but I thought after the 25th minute, Reading started to play their football and started to play it quite well. One chance in particular came when a ball was lofted up top to Sam Smith, who did some really good hold-up work. He found the ball, ended up passing it to Chem Campbell, who for me had to do a lot better with the volley. He ended up fluffing it, and it went out for a goal kick. Joel Pereira then made another good save 35 minutes into the game. It came when a corner kick came in and Mark Roberts was left free at the back post. And once again, Pereira made a very good save. 42 minutes into the game and Charlie Savage went closest for Reading in the first half. Some good driving work from Ben Elliott saw him end up passing Savage through onto the edge of the box. Savage had a shot and it went wide of the mark. And my last little note that I wrote in the 45th minute was that the ref is giving a lot of soft free kicks to Barnsley's way, and that continued to happen in the second half. I think a lot of the time the referee was giving Barnsley very soft free kicks, particularly when you talk about Sam Smith's hold-up play. Sam Smith can get an elbow in the back, can get an arm in the back. The ref's giving nothing. A shoulder-to-shoulder happens with a Reading and Barnsley player, and it ended up being a Barnsley free kick a lot of the time when they were stood over the ball before it. Either way, Reading went into the half-time break 1-0 down, and I think there was a little bit of positive thoughts going into the half-time break based off the last 20 minutes from Reading's play. They started to get back into the game, but Barnsley definitely had the better of the opportunities in the first 45. Reading, after the half-time break, though, came out and looked much better. They made a substitution at half-time as Jarrell Dorset was taken off, and we saw Andre Garcia come on. And 49 minutes, it paid off as Andre Andre Garcia and Michael Craig did some good work in the midfield as we saw the wingers play between each other. The ball eventually made its way to Chem Campbell. He played a cross in, and Sam Smith off his thigh got exactly what he deserved as he ended up scoring. I thought Sam Smith was fantastic in this game, and his hold-up play was brilliant for Reading. And yeah, he got a deserved goal, his 6th goal in League One this season. 52 minutes in again, I've wrote Sam Smith has been excellent, as once again some fantastic hold-up play. Saw him release Charlie Savage. Savage then played a ball which was a little bit too much for Chem Campbell to get on the end of. 55 minutes in and Louis Holtzman did some fantastic defensive work. It came when a cross came into the box and Keeler Dunn was able to really just have an opportunity at goal, but Louis Holtzman made a good tackle / block. 65 minutes in and Joel Pereira once again was the man who made a fantastic save for Reading. It came when a cross came in from the right hand side. I think it was Adam Phillips, and the ball found its way to Stephen Humphreys. Humphreys, for the first time shot, ended up shooting, but Joel Pereira made himself really big and ended up making a vital save as just 1 minute later Reading went up down the other end and ended up scoring. It came from a corner kick on the right hand side, and it came all the way to the back post where we saw Chem Campbell get a head on it. His header forced a really good save from the Barnsley goalkeeper, who tipped it onto the crossbar. Luckily for Reading, the rebound went straight to Sam Smith and he bagged his 7th goal in League One for this season. It was a real typical classic strikers finish from Sam Smith, in the right place at the right time, and ended up slotting it into the back of the net. Reading went 2-1 up and it was jubilation for the Reading fans, but unfortunately it didn't last massively long, as on 71 minutes Barnsley ended up equalising. Josh Earl was the man who ended up getting the goal. I gotta say, Reading really were their biggest nemesis here. Barnsley were persistent and kept putting balls into the box, but Reading really should have done a better job at clearing the ball. One particular, if I have to be really nitpicky, Chem Campbell, he had the opportunity to clear it and blasted it out wide to a Barnsley man. I'm not really sure what was going through his head there, but consistently Reading were clearing the ball when it went straight to a Barnsley man. Whenever it would be in there, it would be recycled, and I think it was the 3rd or 4th time that the ball came back into the box. Stephen Humphreys once again winning another header, found its way to Josh Earl, and Earl ended up scoring. Barnsley then continued to put the pressure on Reading. Lots of long throw-ins, lots of free kicks, lots of corners all coming into the box, but Reading held firm and ended up drawing the game 2-2. We did have a couple of opportunities as well to nick the game, in particular one where Mamadi Kamara had a chance where Lewis Wing put a really good ball into the box, but he looked like he got a little bit too excited, got underneath the ball and just flew off his head. And as well, hard nibs in the last minute. Again, some really great work from Sam Smith with his hold-up play. They ended up playing in Harvey Nibbs. He's one-on-one. He cuts it back though to try and get it on his right foot, and unfortunately for us, the opportunity went. Reading though, like I said, had a really good game. I gotta say, defensively we were very resolute. Thought Barnsley created a lot of opportunities. It was very route one. It was very much big balls into the box, utilising their big men up front, and I think Reading did really well, and they were very resolute with their defending. And yeah, a big fair play to Ruben and the boys, as I thought the first half was a little bit shaky. Second half though, much better from Reading. In terms of the league table, what does this do? Well, Reading are now currently sat in 7th position as we climb up one spot, I think, from 8th to 7th. We are now on 27 points from 16 games this season, 8 wins, 3 draws and 5 losses. Barnsley sit in 6th, same points as Reading, but have a 2-goal difference better. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been James. We'll see you all in the next video very soon. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.